Welcome to Escape This Podcast, a show that's a mix between tabletop role-playing and escape room puzzles. This is the last episode of season 18. Did you ever think we'd be 18 seasons into this show?
It still feels like cheating somehow.
To do 2 a year?
It really does.
We could do 2 episode seasons and we'd be really far in.
That's prestige podcasting.
Yes. Every episode we have an audio escape room that guests are going to try and solve and crack all the codes and answer all the riddles and kill all of the people inside and get out.
Whoa.
Oh wait, probably not. Probably not that last one.
Well,
This episode is our third bank room.
the final bank
of
room.
Goldilocks and the Three
I
Banks.
look forward to talking about my process in the podcast, This Escape.
Well, for this episode, we have 2 not first-time guests, but first-time players returning to the show after hosting rooms for the show. Firstly, welcome back to the show, Eloise Corvo.
Hello, hello. Thanks for having me, Bill and Danny. Good to see you guys.
We're very excited to have you. You ran a room for us. Now, I apologize. I have no concept of how time passes. When did you ran Spaghetti Sabotage for us? When was that?
I think last year around this time, roughly.
Yeah, anything that's between last year and 22 years ago, it's all pretty much happened at the exact same time, I think. That was really fun. And the reason you wrote that for us and ran that for us is that was in the world of your novels, your Stone's Throw mystery novels, and another one has just come out.
Yeah, the sequel just came out, Tunnel Vision, a few weeks ago. And so folks that listen to Spaghetti Sabotage have a little Easter egg for some significant plots in this novel. So pretty cool.
It's all about spaghetti.
It's all about spaghetti.
Not only is getting 2 books published at all an impressive accomplishment, just like only a year apart from one another, you're a machine.
And the third one is coming out this time next year. So it's a confirmed trilogy, and that one's almost done. And then I get a vacation, and I'm very excited about
Good.
it.
Well, look, there will be links for people who want to go and check those out, and they should. I'm very
Please.
excited. I've decided that because of the roles, I'm assuming the roles that we played in Spaghetti Sabotage have appeared as prominent characters in the rest of the series.
Victims
Oh
or
yeah,
otherwise.
the main character from book 1 has gone out the window, and you are now the main character.
That's fair,
That's
fair.
all
Yep.
I ask.
Yep.
Now, there is another guest coming on to join you, also having written previous rooms for this show. In fact, quite a few. But for the first time finally being able to play, welcome, Jen McTeague.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
We're very excited to have you here. Yes.
Okay, so no, hold on. We've got to get a handle on this. So, the rooms that you have written for us, we had time-traveling plant nursery.
Yes.
We
Yep.
had Matt's intense tesseracts.
Yes. And we had the room inside the room inside the room inside the
Oh,
room inside
God,
the room
that's
inside
right.
the room inside the room
I
inside the
forgot
room.
you've written 80 rooms for us.
Yeah, the escape room with an escape room in the end.
Yes.
I heard you liked escape rooms. We're very excited to have you on. Are you excited to play for the first time in a very long time?
It is very freeing, given that I'm doing a bunch of other stuff right now with puzzle creation. So it's very freeing to actually just like solve and not have to worry about like what having to actually create the puzzles. It's nice.
Yeah, if anyone is unfamiliar with Jen's work, you'll know how I always say that I still don't feel like a puzzle writer. That's because Jen is what I think of when I think of a puzzle writer.
It's fair. It's fair.
But you've also got a YouTube channel now. You're putting videos out there for people. What are you doing there?
Yeah. So I currently have a YouTube channel. It's just at Jen McTeague, and I've been putting out I've been putting out weekly videos now and we'll go back to doing that now that my computer is fixed, where I either solve puzzles or talk about some skills or tricks necessary for solving puzzles. I go over like some important functions to have in Google Sheets that will make your life easier, or how to use some of the built-in Google Sheets functions for solving puzzle hunt puzzles.
Well, lovely. Look, for people who want to check out the YouTube channel, I will have a link to it in the show notes as well. It's very exciting. I think it's nice to have the capacity to see tips and tricks for that sort of stuff. I think, especially for like mystery hunt level puzzles, it's almost like trying to learn cryptic crosswords, where sometimes you just need a person to say, hey, here's the sort of stuff you got to think about. Here's the stuff you need to look out for. Let me show you some examples. Let's play around together. Hopefully people go and enjoy it and have some fun.
And hopefully you two make a great team for today.
No, I hope you crash and burn. I hope you fight constantly. We need drama for the podcast.
I'm just thankful Jen is here because I am not on that level, I'm going to be honest. So we'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes.
You've heard my puzzles. You've heard what my solutions sometimes are. We are going to need all brain types to be able to get through this.
We should
Okay.
put in specific traps for mystery hunt people. We're like, oh, did you notice that the first letters of each of these words spell out a code that in hexadecimal actually turns into a URL, and that URL takes you to a WAV file, and then the WAV file just says, get out of here.
Problem is, like, you've seen what people have done with trying to code solve Moby Dick and things like that. We do have all of those things accidentally in here.
That's true. Someone can find them.
The problem is when someone does that and they're really convinced and they're just going through it and they go, cool, if you do all of that, you end up with a slur. My God.
Oh, wow, what a racist Herman Melville was. So, before we get going with the show, this is an escape room show. You've both been on the show before, so this is really more of an update question than a tell me your life story sort of question. But starting with you, Eloise, what is your escape room experience? What are some updates since you've last been on the show?
Oh, geez. In the last year, I think I've only done a couple in-person escape rooms, but I love the like escape room in a box. Me and my friends like to do those a lot. And those get, I feel like, harder and harder, which is fun. Like they've developed quite a bit.
The at-home
but-
experiences have really exploded.
Yeah, they're really fun. And I will say one thing I want to brag about is that it was just me and my partner did a room, one of the in-person rooms that was built for 6 to 8 players. And the two of us got the fastest time out of there last year. And that was pretty much the best feeling I've
That's
ever
pretty
felt.
gratifying.
That's great. Then, Jen, what about you? What is your escape room experience since last you were here?
So my biggest escape room experience has been, I would say, Blueprints, which is a giant escape room for as long as you want it to last. I got really, really deep into that game. But in terms of actual escape rooms, I've played a couple. I've run a couple. I have some friends in Philly who have like a bunch of a lot of the Unlock and Escape and a couple other of those. And whenever I'm there and playing board games, and I just have a little bit of time, I just start plowing through them. It's been a lot of fun.
Lovely. Well, the other element of this show is that it's escape rooms in a sort of tabletop role-playing style. In reverse order, Jen, any updates to your tabletop role-playing experience? I know you're a big TTRPG fan.
A lot of my TTRPG stuff has been on hold since I moved to Philly, and just getting a new group together. But I still have all of my stuff for Pathfinder, and I've been slowly building characters until I can get a group back together and have time to do it consistently.
Yeah, time is always the problem.
Adulthood.
And then Eloise, what about you? What is any updates to your tabletop role-playing experience?
I'm still in a weekly game, not the same weekly game that I was in last time I was here. That fell apart in like flames, like they tend to do if they last long enough, I feel like. And it's a rotating game master kind of style, which is
That's
really fun.
nice.
So we play little arcs and we each DM same characters, but they go on like really, really wildly different adventures based
Oh,
on
that
who's
is nice.
game mastering.
It's fun.
So, pretty fun.
All right, well, I think with that, Danny, are we ready to play a game?
I think we're ready to fuse these two people together.
Oh, yes, you shall become one person.
Oh, excellent.
Amazing.
You have never had a losing streak like this one, but you've lost big this time. And worse, you've lost to Mr. Wilt, the snakiest, nastiest player in town, in the state, the country, the planet, the hexagalactic paranebula 442 region. Look, what I'm trying to say here is Mr. Wilt is an alien from a very distant dwarf planetoid who just so happens to be an unbelievable gambler, and now you owe him big. You've heard rumors of what he does to people who can't pay what they owe him. Everything from ruining their lives, using his friends in high places, to taking you to ruinous places where you fight your friends for your life. He can be creative. So it's with bated breath that you wait to hear what he's going to do to you. He twirls one of his 2 thick moustaches.
It's really quite simple.
Yeah, he says this in an accent that doesn't quite match anything native to Earth.
I want you to walk into a bank and take out a small loan for me.
Will Bill remember this voice by the end of the room?
I was tripped up mid
I
accent
know.
by it doesn't match any accent on Earth, and I had to go
did
somewhere.
that very much on purpose because I
Good.
thought it would be funny. You ask how much, and he tells you. It's true, it isn't all that much, but it's still more than you're actually worth in your current state. No bank around here will lend that to you.
That won't be a problem. I actually have a specific bank in mind.
You drive, and he gives you directions to a pasture in the middle of nowhere, which is completely empty, except for an ancient-looking stone arch that could have been pulled straight from Stonehenge. You can see through to the other side, but the view is rippling like the air is liquid. It's a teleporter. You've never been important enough to have access to one, but clearly that's not a problem Mr. Wilt has. Simply plug in the name of your destination, make your way to any endpoint through the multi-galaxy. You had no idea Earth's teleporter was so close to where you live. Mr. Wilt types something into his extremely fancy phone.
I've got us connected to the bank. I'm going to step through. You follow immediately after, before it closes. I'll be staying out of the way. Might be some folks there that I'm not interested in seeing. But I'll be watching you closely. Get the loan. Give me the check they cut you. Then you're off the hook.
You don't like it. Not one bit.
The voice.
If he needs you for this loan, it probably means he can't get it himself, which probably means you're assisting in some sort of hefty crime. But what choice do you have? He knows where you live. Maybe doing this quickly is the most sensible option. Mr. Wilt disappears through the teleporter, and after one last hesitation in which you wonder if you could survive going into hiding, you jump through yourself. It's a dizzying, pressuring feeling. Space and time compress and swirl around your body. You get the same nausea you might get from wearing VR goggles, only way more intense. And then you stagger out into a blinding white lobby, and it stops. You're by the teleporter at one end of a room, and the only other thing near you is a freestanding console that looks like it contains the teleporter's controls. In the center of the room, blocking all view of the other side, is a big, round elevator shaft. You actually see the lift door closing and catch a glimpse of Mr. Wilt's face inside. Guess he's not waiting for you. Which is a pity, because it appears that things around here are written in a language that you have never seen before. Of course you haven't. You're in an alien bank. You don't even have a clue how far from home you are right now. Moving around the lift, you see at the far end of the room is a sort of kiosk. Symbols scroll across a digital screen above it incredibly quickly. You have no time to really recognize or not recognize them, until amidst the flood, you spot some English in there. The words, help desk. Okay, well, that's a relief. You won't be completely on your own here. Maybe it's time to get this ordeal over with. Now you're free to start. That's all you get so far.
Wow.
All right. If I remember anything from Escape This Podcast, I'm going to inspect the teleporter that we just came through.
That's always the rule. Inspect the teleporter.
That's what we said.
Yes.
Right now, it's just an empty arch, but you can still feel the hum of its potential energy waiting for it to be set to a new destination. It does, seal itself up reasonably quickly after it's been used.
How about the console right next to it by where we were standing?
So as far as you can think, this must be some controls to the teleporter. Mr. Wilt had something remote connected to his phone, but this end doesn't seem to have anything like that. There is a bunch of labeled buttons. You are struggling to make sense of them. Best be careful when you press them. You wouldn't want to accidentally navigate your way to an even stranger part of space, but you can take a look at those buttons.
Yes, for people at home, you can see that console image in the show notes below. But Eloise, would you like to describe what you're seeing for the audience?
Sure. So the top half of the image is a 2x3 grid, and the upper left cell is highlighted yellow and there's a green question mark in it.
Yeah, it's sort of flashing like that's a thing, the area that you would be inputting right now. If you pressed a button, it would probably move to one of the other boxes.
And then the remaining image, the like bottom half of the image is 3 columns of different symbols and look like alien letters or numbers of some kind. One is a triangle, one is a few parallel lines, there's a curve, there's a square, all kinds of different shapes.
So many of them. Too many, one might say.
All right, let's see what's going on with that help desk.
Approaching the help desk does seem like a reasonable idea, so you do so, and you wait for someone to serve you. There's nobody behind this very cluttered desk. Just a strange object, a vertical pole. Kind of like one of those high-tech fans, like a tower fan. But this thing doesn't blow air at you. Instead, what it does do is it gives a flash, like it just took a photo of you. From inside it comes a series of beeps and whirs, and then its body extends upward and outward. 2 horizontal protrusions come from its upper half, and 2 more from the bottom. Oh, you can see what's happening. It's changing shape. It's becoming more human-shaped. It must copy what it sees so it can help you in the least disarming way possible. That's nice. It doesn't greet you, though. Even knowing your species, you suppose there's no way it can know your language. From amidst the clutter of papers on the desk, the robot produces 3 sheets of paper. It places one of them down flat in front of you, and with a hand that now has a very clear index finger, it pokes down on the picture hard, and then seems to expect something from you. So let's take a look at that paper.
Again, for people at home, you can see this.
There's a lot of images in this room, guys, so
Yes, this
you'll
is
have
an
to do a
image-heavy
lot
room.
of pulling over from your drive to take a look at them all.
Oh my gosh.
But Jen, would you like to describe what you're looking at?
I
for
don't
people at
understand
home?
why you're laughing.
Yeah, so this is a picture of a chicken, and then a road, and then a question mark. So I guess we'll turn to it and say to get to the other side, as in why did the chicken cross the road?
The robot whirs, it takes in what you've said, and then it swipes the sheet of paper away. And in its place, it presents to you a new one, and once again, prods its finger really hard on the image. Yeah, that first one, you got that immediately. This one, a little bit less familiar, a little bit weirder.
Eloise, would you like to describe this next image for people at home?
It is a picture of a bald man, and he has empty pockets, like his pockets are turned inside out, and then he has a little thought bubble. And inside the thought bubble is a chef's hat, and what I'm guessing is a loaf of bread. Or some sort of brown loaf. Yes? Okay.
Yeah.
Danny's confirming. Loaf of bread.
That loaf of bread was the last bit of anything that I did for this room, so I'm glad it looks like a loaf of bread enough.
Yeah. All right. What do you think, Jen?
The other important thing to note is that this person has their pockets turned inside out.
Mm.
So it's like they don't have money. Chef hat plus bread makes me think baker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now jumping immediately to Les Mis references.
I was thinking Les Mis, and I was also thinking like Ratatouille. I don't know. Those are the 2
Yeah.
things coming to my head.
Remy from Ratatouille, famously bald.
Yeah.
Famously
Right.
bald.
Oh, that's the problem. You couldn't ratatouille this baker because he's got no hair.
Yeah.
Remy's inside the hat just going, I don't know what to do in here.
Is this also a common joke, or is this going to be some other kind of reference?
He also looks kind of sad. He has a bummed face too. We didn't say that.
That is very true. Yeah, the first one seemed clearly like it was very clearly a joke that it was going for.
What if we just look at the nice robot lady help desk and like shrug? Does she do anything? Does she give us the third image?
She prods down on it again. That seems to be, she seems to be very heavily programmed. She doesn't have too many options available to her.
It could be it's referring to a toque. Because that's what the hat is, if I remember correctly.
That's true. That is what a chef's hat is called.
I mean, okay. So I keep coming up with Broke Baker and then turning it into Broke Baker Mountain. But that, I think, is not exactly the kind of thing that this is looking for. Happy Pride, everybody.
I really don't know. It's like he's thinking about he wants his chef hat and the bread, but he doesn't have any money.
That is exactly the impression that you should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very much a you might know something, or you could just create something.
I will say I've got a joke hint.
Give it to us.
Yeah.
I would say that as both a baker and a person without money, he has the same need. Oh, I didn't mean to say need like a baker.
Oh.
But he does have the same desire.
I don't know. What's a baker have in common with a
baker and a beggar?
Yeah. What do a baker and a beggar have in common? There you go.
Yeah, they're both looking for some bread.
Oh.
And they're both in need. That's what we got.
They both need bread, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty great. I was hoping for dough, but I'll take bread.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay.
That was painful. Oh, man. We are off to the great start here.
Like I said, we need all brain types for this room.
Yep.
All right. You say, all right, so what do a baker and a beggar have in common? They both need bread. And the robot whirs again, and one more time, replaces and pokes at a new sheet of paper.
Oh, God.
One more time, guys.
Okay.
All right. You can see this in the show notes. Jen, what are we looking at?
Okay, so this image has two parts. At the top, there is a building with a bunch of columns in the front and a bunch of currency symbols on the top bar of it. And then the bottom is a stick figure tripping another stick figure. So this is like a trip to the bank. Oh, there's a big red question mark.
And the stick figure doing the tripping looks very happy, and the one falling looks
unsurprisingly.
Yeah. Why would you trip someone at the bank?
Oh, for a windfall?
Okay, I'm thinking of just words like coin, check, loan.
Check would be great if the one was shouldering the other one.
Yeah, if checking somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. A balance. Oh, bank balance.
Yeah. Why would you trip someone at the bank?
to check their balance.
Check their balance.
Oh my gosh.
The robot whirs and clicks, and then finally gives a single celebratory ding.
If you were forced to solve that puzzle yourself, Danny, you would hate it.
Absolutely, I would.
Thank you for completing our translation questionnaire. We detect that you are using English.
It shuffles a new sheet of paper in front of you, a laminated one this time with a bunch of symbols on it.
Welcome to Pray. Coincidentally, the Pray language originally developed from English over 900 years ago. To help make your stay more comfortable, I will introduce you to the Pray characters you will need. For loans and purchases, go to the second floor by entering the lift and pressing this button.
It pokes down really hard on one of the symbols. You do not need to know what symbol this is.
For deposit box access and managerial inquiries, go to the third floor by entering the lift and pressing this button.
It pokes down really hard on another symbol.
And finally, when you wish to return home, press this button to access the first floor.
Poke.
If you need me to repeat this information, simply say, repeat this information.
Okay. A piece of me wants to just keep hitting repeat this information to make Bill read it over and over and over again.
Welcome to Pray. Coincidentally, the Pray language originally developed from English over 900 years ago.
Floor 2?
Yeah, might as well go to floor 2, yeah.
The lift doors open for you automatically. It saves you the trouble of learning what up and down are in the, the Pray language?
Pray.
But once you're inside, there's a whole lot to figure out. The interior is pure white, including a white floor mat that you feel very self-conscious putting your shoes on, and the walls are lined with buttons as if this place has a million floors. It's very stressful in here. You look for the button that you were told to press. Oh, there it is. You press it. The door closes and the lift zooms you upwards with a strange pressure you don't normally feel in earth lifts. But that goes away when the door opens to the second floor. The vibes are reassuringly familiar in here, even if the inhabitants are not. Well, there's Mr. Wilt, who's skulking in a corner, eyeing your every move. Over to your left appears, to your best assumption, to be the loans desk. Off to the right is a single vending machine. And lining the entire wall opposite you is a series of complicated, entangled pipes, but not like plumbing pipes. They look more like pneumatic tubes.
Cool. Where do you want to start?
I mean, we'll head to the loans desk and assume that we have to check out the other stuff eventually. But...
Yeah, goal-oriented. Fair enough. The loan desk has a couple of non-human customers lined up, handing in forms to a non-human employee. You overhear this employee switch seamlessly between totally different sounding languages when talking to the different customers, so you assume they'll be able to help you just fine. The desk itself is unremarkable except for a small wooden lockbox sitting at one end. Looks a little out of place. You're not sure if it belongs here. Maybe someone left it behind.
I feel like we should just wait in line until it's our turn and then maybe talk to the person, the robot.
I'm sure there won't be any problems whatsoever.
You join the end of the short queue, and it moves quickly and efficiently, and pretty soon you're at the front. See, no problems here. And as soon as you say hello, the clock switches to English with only a hint of an accent. Seems the prey must really have developed out of English. You explain what you're here for, and they respond.
Membership card? Loans for card holders only.
They point across the room to the vending machine.
Get one there. Next!
I salute. And
Hold on, what kind of salute? That's very important in prey.
What did you say about me? I'll kill you!
Oh no. Back away slowly. Non-threatening body language.
All right, well, let's check out that vending machine. Why not?
The vending machine, to your best interpretation, is full of snacks in its first couple of rows, then other bits and pieces in the lower rows, including gift vouchers, top-up cards, membership cards, that sort of thing. Selecting what you want is just a single button press, but it is a normal vending machine in that it needs money to operate. Based on the illustrations on the side, it looks like you need to pay 3 somethings.
I will make it an ampersand. Haha. Pay 3 ampersands for a card. And I guess we'll check out see if we can steal any money from these pneumatic tubes.
Like any old-fashioned pneumatic system, these tubes have openings at the bottom where you can slide paperwork in, and the vacuums will whiz it off to wherever the other end is. Most of the tubing is inside the wall, but what little of the tubing is out and visible is kind of a mess. We'll have an image of that for you.
Yes, for people at home, you can see these tubes, but I think, Eloise, it might be your turn. Would you like to describe the tubes that you're seeing?
So we have a mess of tubes. Basically, there's 4, it looks like 4 ends, like 4 different tubes, and the tubes themselves snake and weave among each other across the wall. So there are lots of crisscross and like swirling around one another.
Yeah, they were installed by someone who was doing like one step and then not forward planning at all.
They were installed by someone who, working, had headphones on that were going dun 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 dun.
And they were trying to keep them beat with that as well.
You know what puzzle I'm reminded of? Do you remember the Nancy Drew game that had the Banshee set in Ireland?
Yes.
Yes.
And the final puzzle was that terrible, terrible wire puzzle?
Just following wires to various places.
Yeah.
Yay.
God.
I will say they're all gray, so there's no differentiating like color, or all the tubes
Yeah.
seemingly look the same, but there are these really skinny white lines, kind of, it looks almost
It's
like
rust.
they might, yeah, scraped up, kind of
Yeah.
Yeah.
rusting on the pipes. So.
They haven't done repairs here for a while.
Anything else on this wall that might denote what tubes go where, or is there any loose change on the floor underneath these tubes we can scoop up?
You do not see anything on the floor here, and once the tubes go up, they are going into the wall, so it's a little bit hard to tell from then. That being said, what I can give to you is, if you want to feel around the bottoms of these tubes to see if there might be any loose change or anything there, you sort of give each of the bottoms of the tubes a little bit of a feel. The suction tickles at you. In all of them except one, the second vacuum tube from the left is not vacuuming at all.
Curious.
Can we reach up into that one to see if there is anything?
It very quickly gets too skinny for your hand, so you can't get very far.
Too skinny for our hand. Okay. Looking at all of the different tracks, it looks like each tube opening goes into the wall on its own, meaning like one tube opening doesn't end up leading to another or something like that. Like they all have a distinct tube line.
I suspect that we are going to have to get something from floor 3 to floor 2 or vice versa with these tubes.
Yeah.
Right now, I think our goal is to get at the vending machine and to figure out how to get 3 ampersands for this.
Yeah, I'm thinking we don't have enough information yet, maybe, for this one.
Why don't we go over to Mr. Wilt and ask, hey, what is the currency here? Because we need to get a membership card.
Hey, you leave me alone. Go and get the loan. Oh, it rhymes. Shut up. Go away. And then he pops his collar and he turns away.
He really does not want to be paid attention to here.
Yeah, apparently.
Feeling like we might need to go to the other floor. I don't know. What do you think, Jen?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, that's right. Go as far away as you can.
Why are
Get
you
away
even
from
here?
me.
You don't want to be seen here.
He's keeping an eye on you.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to floor 3.
You step into the lift. You press the symbol that the robot told you would take you to the 3rd floor. You feel that same pressure as you ascend, and then the doors open to a room that looks maybe a bit more private than the one downstairs. To your right, a tripod stand has been set up with some funny-looking business plans propped up on them, like they're preparing for a big presentation later. Against the left wall is a series of 4 boxes that look like they connect to vacuum tubes. Perhaps these are the other ends of the ones from the 2nd floor. And directly across from you, you can see a big pile of coins in a currency you don't recognize. They'd be free for the taking if not for the 2 huge lumbering alien thugs standing right in front of it and who have most definitely noticed you invading their space and are currently advancing on you.
Hi!
Yeah, the 2 of them, they're great, menacing beings with 4 visible arms each. Most of those arms look ready for grabbing, punching, general roughing up. Oh man, but the thug on the left also produces a small, shiny metal weapon. You can't tell from your alien stereotypes if it's more like a laser or like a police taser, but either way, you do not want it used on you. And they're coming closer. Thinking fast, you scurry back into the lift and you press the button for floor 2 again. Well, that was unnerving. But as the lift moves down, you'd start to interpret their action in a bit of a different way. Sure, they were intimidating and dangerous, but they also looked alarmed by your presence. As if maybe they thought you were the threat, and that's why they came for you. If you could only communicate with them that you meant no harm, in a way they'd understand, maybe you'd be free to wander around that 3rd floor.
All right, so let's go back to floor 1.
Mm-hmm.
Because the one person I know who can communicate who would help us is the help desk.
Yes, I think both, and the robots, well, I guess they just ordered us to go away, but they also spoke a bunch of languages too.
Yeah,
So,
they're dealing with a line, so I'm not sure how
yeah,
helpful. Like, my first instinct is that help desk.
let's do it.
You return to the help desk, and it seems no one else has come through here since you, because that robot is still there in its roughly human form, with its hand stretched out, finger poking downwards, and saying, "If you would like me to repeat this, please say repeat this information." And you do wonder if it does have a very strict script, and it might not be able to help you much further.
Okay.
My first instinct is to grab some paper and write something down.
Like to see if they understand English, you mean?
Yeah.
You made some sort of comment, like you said hello or something. They didn't seem to react to that.
Yeah.
So we need to communicate like we come in peace, essentially, right? Like,
What can you list off the other stuff that was in the vending machine?
Yeah, there were some snacks, gift vouchers, top-up cards, membership cards, that sort of thing.
we could try and bring them a gift if we could find money.
Yeah, like, chicken and the egg problem there.
Yeah, they are
Yeah.
clearly the guardians of the money.
Yeah.
Is there anything in the vending machine that looks recognizable to us that we might be able to kind of translate, for example? Like if there is some sort of cookie that we could kind of take symbols or letters in this prey language that we could then imprint onto.
I would say let's go with no for simplicity.
Okay.
The loans desk we said had didn't have anything like papers or anything on there that we could see.
There was one thing there.
Right. The small wooden lockbox, although that doesn't seem like it would be an easy thing to get at without that guy knowing.
We didn't investigate it.
Yeah, like I said, it's just sort of sitting on the end of the desk, and it doesn't necessarily even look like it belongs there. And it might have just
Okay.
looked like someone left it there.
Yeah, let's take a look at it more.
You head back up to floor 2, you go over to the loans desk, and, just to be polite, you don't touch the lockbox at this stage, you just sort of lean over it and study it. The lock is built into the top of it, and it's quite peculiar. It's got some rows of buttons with familiar shapes drawn on them in a couple of different colours, and it's the kind of lock where you have to press down on a few of the buttons to get it open.
I say this feels like an image.
Yes, for people at home, there is a picture of this lockbox lock. Jen, would you like to describe it for the audience at home?
It is a grid of 3 columns of 4 rows of buttons. Each row has a circle, then a square, then a diamond. In the first row, the circle is gray. The second row, the diamond is gray. The third row, the square and the diamond are gray. And in the fourth row, the circle is gray.
And so, to be clear, these are all buttons, and they're the sort of buttons where you press it in and it will stay in. If you press it again, it will pop back out.
Excellent.
If we experiment with it a bit, does the guy look like he's going to stop us?
In fact, quite the opposite. The loans desk person sort of gets a bit irritated with the noise that you're making, the little clicks that it's making, and tells you to take it away.
Oh, okay. Oh, easy enough.
Sweet.
Do you do so?
Oh, yeah,
I think
absolutely.
so.
As you do, it's a light box. You pick it up, it comes away easily, and another piece of paper flutters away that was hiding underneath it.
Ah, okay. I was going to say, this feels like half a puzzle, so excellent.
Yes, for people at home, you can have a look. Eloise, would you like to describe the other half of the puzzle?
Yeah. So we have, well, let's start with the bottom. It looks like the bottom has a sequence of circles, check marks, and squares. And it goes white circle, gray circle, check mark. And then there looks to be a space. White circle, white square, check mark, another space. White square, check mark, check mark. And then above all of that, there is a red arrow pointing up. And from the bottom up, another sequence that's gray circle, 1 check mark on top of the gray circle. And then there's 2 check marks next to each other and an X on top of all that. So some sequencing here for sure.
It's interesting that Like when I see this circle, the check mark, 2 check marks, X thing going on, that looks like it's referring to one of the like one of the columns on the box currently.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like the bottom row is the gray circle, and then
Yeah.
I'm wondering the X on the top row means none of those, perhaps. The funny thing that's standing out to me is that the second image doesn't have any of the diamond patterns.
Yeah, I agree. That one is that's kind of weird. So, like, I feel like there is like a row of single check mark, a row of double check mark. What kind of clues or information are we getting by like having square as a thing? Like that has to be talking about column data and not row data.
Because there's 4.
Well, just because there's not 2 squares in a row.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You said the 2 states for each button are on and off.
Yes.
Yeah, you can either push it in or you can unpush it in.
But like if the checks were just here is the state, or if you need to click it, there'd be no reason to have like 2 squares, 2 checks. If it was saying like these are the buttons you want to press or something.
Maybe. Yeah, like the bit at the top, my instinct is saying is that it's denoting how many or what of each row is pressed. So the X at the top to me is saying none of the top 3 buttons are pressed. 2 of row 2 are pressed. 1 of row 3, and then the gray circle on the bottom row is what's
Not
pressed.
impossible.
I'm just gonna try on that line. I'm gonna hit every circle except for the top one. Sorry. I say hit. The ones that are going to be down are every circle but the top one, and the second square from the top, the one right above the gray one.
Sure. The lockbox does not give any response to this.
I wonder if the order in which we press things matter. Like the red arrow pointing up might mean we have to start from the bottom.
Okay, I'll redo that starting from the bottom.
Sure, that is very fair. Definitely the arrow is very relevant, but based on the buttons that you have chosen to press, it will still remain locked.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, fair.
But I think we have the order, at least. Like, okay, I'm just going to start hitting stuff. So we have,
I love it.
Gray circle on the bottom.
Sure.
And then moving up, I'm going to press white circle on that row. Moving up, I'm going to do white circle, white square.
Cool. The lockbox does not open. Thank God.
Okay.
What could that... So, yeah, the key part being what is going on with the bottom line of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, it sounds like those are examples of the pattern almost that we just need to decode the pattern.
I mean, so the thing is that the 2 white squares are identical and the others are not.
So this is, for people at home, the 2 white squares with the 2 ticks next to them in the bottom, they are identical. Then the 2 circles, or the circle and the square with the 1 tick, are not identical.
In color or shape. The 2 circles are the same shape but different colors. And the middle one are the same color but different shape. Those are 1 ticks.
No, it is that. It is that. Yeah. So it's saying it wants from the second row. Okay. So you want like a gray circle, then you want something that shares exactly 1 characteristic with it, but not the other. Then you want something that shares both characteristics, and then you want something that shares none of the characteristics. So you start with a gray circle, and I believe you run into trouble if you start going with circles. You have to jump to the diamond. So you start with a gray circle, then you go to the diamond in row 3, the gray
Which
diamond.
is a grey diamond, so it shares the colour.
Yep, and then you go to the gray diamond above it, which shares both the color and the shape.
Mm-hmm.
And now you need a non-gray, non-diamond in the top row, which is the white square.
You press those buttons and the box lid pops open.
Thank
All right.
God.
Yeah, okay.
Inside, you find 2 things. And these things do not at all clarify whose box this is or where it came from. First, sitting on top is a reasonably large magnet. And what it's sitting on is a sheet of paper that looks torn from an old children's book. In English, or maybe Old Frey? Is it close enough to English that you can't see a difference? Let's take a look at that.
Whoever feels like they would like to read a story can read a story.
The trouble with teleporters. Not so long ago, when teleporters were brand new, 2 shopkeepers were busy working their shop at night. One worked at the counter, one worked out the back. Suddenly, a burglar came in. The shopkeeper at the counter tried waving a flag of peace, but it didn't work. He grew afraid and ran. He ran all the way to the teleporter. He typed in the name of his parents' planet and leapt through. But the burglar chased him. If he made it through, not only would the shopkeeper be in trouble, but now his parents would be too. This was bad. Luckily, the other shopkeeper saw all of this happen, and she knew what to do. She waited until her friend had gone through the teleporter, then she sneakily changed around some letters in the destination. When the burglar went through, he teleported to a different place completely, a million miles away from either shopkeeper, unable to get back. It's always good to have friends and not do crime.
Eloise, I assume that's the moral of your books?
100%. Good friend.
Actually,
Crime
it's the other way
bad.
around.
Yep.
Always do crime, have no friends.
Lots of crime.
They'll hold you back from all the crimes you could be doing.
As you were reading, I didn't note any sort of like weird spellings or bold letters or, any of those sort of like textbook kind of things. But
but the first letters of every word do in hexadecimal turn out into a URL.
This story seems to be implying what we need to do with the teleporter for our to deal with our dudes upstairs.
it notes a flag of peace, which is interesting, right? Like maybe we can find a flag somewhere that we didn't notice.
So yeah, that's the other option, is if we assume that they can also understand this, we can just like point to flag of peace and try to indicate that to them.
Yeah.
What do you interpret as a flag of peace? What would that mean to you?
Like a white flag.
There's been a lot of white. I feel like everything has been.
Wasn't there like carpet or something in the bottom of the elevator shaft?
There was a floor mat.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take that and hold it up like a flag, and then go back up there.
You head back in the lift, pick up that white floor mat. Thank God your shoes weren't too muddy from walking through the field. And as soon as the lift door opens on floor 3, and the thugs see you again, the one with a weapon reaches for it, and you quickly raise the mat above your head, waving it, hoping that this works. And the thugs, they stop what they're doing, and they look immediately a bit less hostile. Maybe unhostile enough that you can ask them for money. You take a step towards the pile. Oh, no, they don't react well to that. Okay. The one without a weapon is making some wild gestures with all 4 of his arms. At first you think it's just a general warning to stay back, but then you watch and realize he's communicating something a bit more specific. He points to himself, then his waist, then to the shiny metal weapon in his partner's hand, then a sweeping all-round gesture. Then the money pile, then you.
He's missing his weapon.
Yeah.
He can't find his weapon. Okay.
We thought something was blocking that tube.
Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at those boxes that connect to the tubes.
You wander over to those boxes. You're being very careful about this. Again, they're watching you. You can't do too much up here while they're still in a wary state. But you take a look at these boxes. So the 4 tubes snake out of the wall, and they seem to drop their contents immediately into separate sealed boxes. The boxes are similar, but they're slightly different sizes. The leftmost one is pretty standard shoebox sized. The next one a little bit bigger. The third one much smaller. And the rightmost is the biggest of them all. Each one is locked with a key lock. The locks are all quite small and they look pretty identical to each other, more identical than the actual boxes themselves.
Could we maybe just like keeping the white flag waving, like gesture to the key and sort of like, can you open this?
To the locks? They
To the locks, I'm sorry.
give you some wild, ununderstandable gestures that look like they mean no.
Okay. Fine.
It's true.
Don't be
All right.
helpful.
Okay. I guess you won't open my box.
The one without his weapon is still making the exact same thing, same movements.
And just putting the magnet over the boxes doesn't do anything?
No. They do not appear to be metal, and they mostly, you assume, contain papers and things. You don't get anything that suggests that here is where they will work.
All right. Tripod?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, again, you take a look at it. You may not know the Prey language or anything much about their culture, but you do have just enough urban planning knowledge to recognize what these plans are. They're highways that would connect truck stops or spaceship stops along a travel route. In fact, they also look a little bit like a map for train lines.
Yes, for people at home, you can see this image in the show notes, but Eloise will describe it to you.
We have an image that looks like a crazy game of Ticket to Ride, essentially. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 different like train lines or highway lines: green, yellow, gray, and purple. They all seem to sort of kind of run along what I'm assuming are planets and stars that are, in the galaxy that we're in. So purple line kind of makes this larger swoop where yellow line and gray line zigzags all around, and the green line is the shortest and sort of sticks to the bottom of the image. But they all end at a large circle, which I'm assuming is a planet.
Yeah, so these 4 planets are the same relative sizes as the 4 boxes over there. And they all each of the routes all comes down to the bottom left of the image where they're in 4 lines. These are describing what the pneumatic tubes are doing on the 3rd floor and how they're connecting. So in particular, the one that's stuck, so it's the second tube on the bottom that's stuck. And then when you make it travel through the 2nd floor tubes, it goes all the way to the left. And that's where the pink spaceship line is. And that's going to connect all the way to the 4th box.
Yeah, so you can indeed now figure out exactly what mess of tubes is probably going on inside the wall that you couldn't see to connect a tube to a box.
Mm-hmm. We still can't open the box.
This is true.
Yeah, well, that's a different. So if we go back to the 2nd floor, can we wave the magnet under the 2nd tube, the one that has no suction?
You graze the magnet up around the bottom of the tube. So as far in as you could get your hand, you know there's nothing there. So you lift it up just a little bit further, and not too far up, you hear a double-barreled little ka-thunk as your magnet has indeed grabbed something in there. You trail it back down to the entrance at the bottom, and out pops a small metal device somewhere between a laser and a taser, sticking comfortably to your magnet. And it's not the only thing, because also attracted to the magnet is a very small, very fragile-looking key.
Let's go. Okay.
Halfway between a laser and a taser, I think, would be a paser. And I think that's halfway between L and T.
Yeah, it's a Perfray laser.
All right, what's your plan?
Unlock the boxes, right?
Well, we should probably give him the gun
Well,
first.
sure. Yeah, so he doesn't stab us. That's probably good.
You head back to the 3rd floor. The thugs are awaiting you, and you hold out the Praiser. The one who's missing it immediately brightens up. He takes it from you, and as a show of gratitude, grabs 3 coins from the top of the money pile and puts them in your open hand.
Nice.
Can we actually have one more? I'm really hungry. So we can get a snack?
Oh, yeah.
Or 4. Get 4
You
coins.
just sort of leave your hand out for a little
Yeah.
bit longer, and they
Yeah.
begrudgingly can give you one more if you need
Sure,
it.
sure.
Space cookies. Come on. Yeah. Okay.
All right, fine. You get 6 thrands.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Nice. Interesting. These seem to have a symbol of an ampersand. How lucky.
Exactly.
I feel like we should still unlock these boxes.
You look once more at the boxes, and they're old, and their locks are a little bit rusty now that you look at them. And this key is very, very dainty. While it looks like it could fit into any of them, you actually have a bit of a worrisome feeling that you'll only get one chance before this key breaks. So you'd best make sure that you pick the box that'll be most useful to you.
Interesting.
Okay. I mean, it's either open box 4 or we need more information. So we might as well do the other thread that we have access to at the moment.
Now that you've unclogged that tube is now no more interesting than any other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe we go to the vending machine and grab the
Yep.
membership card.
So you head back down to the vending machine and you look specifically at the row that had a couple of membership cards, and there are 3 of them that look like membership cards. Let's take a look. Which one of these 3 do you think is the one that you want?
Yes, people at home, you can see these 3 cards.
We must be almost out of images by now, right?
It's a very image-heavy room.
But I think you might be almost done with them.
Jen, would you like to give a vague description of these cards?
You might be done. This might be the
Yeah,
last
so
one.
these are 3 cards. The design on each of them looks like either a very simplistic maze or a bunch of letters that have just been attached to each other.
What?
Yeah, because like the middle one looks like it's got like a P and an R.
And an A and a Y.
Yeah.
Maybe an F upside down. Farpty. Is that what you're going for?
It is not.
The third one
So-
has an S and an F pretty clearly.
Well, that could be an E.
Oh, yep, you're right. Could be an E.
I'm just trying to think that the bottom, like what would that bottom letter be if?
An M, maybe, if you ignore the circle, the like dome of the circle.
You have been told that the Frey language is, it was English once upon a time, so it's not surprising that there'd be some similarities going on.
There's also a good chance that you already know what that middle one's meant to say.
Pray. Jen, did you get that one?
That it should be Frey. The Pfray land that you've
Oh,
been in.
okay.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't even matter what the other ones say.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
I mean, let's go for it. We got them to give us more money last time. If we need to go get more money, I could
This
probably
is
get
very
another
true.
coin.
Yeah. You outsmarted them. You can get 2 of these things just to be safe, or 1 plus a snack. So you press the button for what you believe and hope is the right card, the one that may say pray, and you drop in your coins. And just like a vending machine on Earth, the card is pushed forward and drops down into the collection area where you can grab it.
All right, yeah, let's go.
Back to the loan desk?
Yeah, back to sorry. Yes, I just stopped saying a sentence in the middle of the sentence. Yeah, back to the loans desk.
You return to the loan desk. Billy, you ready?
Yeah, of course.
New card in hand. And this time, when you talk to the clerk, they get out some papers for you to sign. You're not getting a huge loan, which must be why there's only a small security check. You skim the poorly translated from Frey document and give it your signature. And satisfied, the clerk gives you a bank check, which you can give to Mr. Wilt, and then rolls up your signed papers and sticks them in the closest vacuum tube. All right, well, that's your job done, isn't it? Sure, you'll have to pay the loan back in 3 months, you think it said, but compared to the financial hole you're already in, this won't be a problem. It's time to get Mr. Wilt off your back, so you head over to the corner where he's lurking and you give him the check.
Excellent!
His lips are curling, sort of smugly.
It's amazing what some beings will give away in their own self-interest.
You don't really understand. It's just money, and it's not very much, but that lip curl gets deeper.
You really should insist on reading all contracts in their original language to make sure you don't miss any of the nuance. When you make a deal on Pfrey, you make it on behalf of your entire planet, using that planet as collateral. They own Earth for the next 3 months. And I just so happen to know the owner. A very good friend of mine has been eyeing that very spot as a location for his next mega branch. If your friends and family survive the initial construction period, I'm sure he'll consider taking them on as employees.
You knew it. You knew there was some catch to this. Okay, you've just signed a contract, signing away the entire planet. You need to destroy that.
Yeah.
I think the most horrifying thing was Bill sticking his tongue out
action.
during that.
That was to indicate the double mouths.
And I think you said before he had double mustaches too,
That's
right?
true.
This
Double
guy
mustaches,
got a lot
double
going on.
mouths.
Which tube did the guy stick it in?
The one closest to them.
That would be on my map, the one on the left-hand side of the image that we got. Then if we use our little star map, that would be the pink line.
No. Leftmost one goes to the third entry, which is yellow.
Yeah, don't forget to do the maze.
Oh, right. Duh.
Yeah.
The maze. Thank you.
Yeah, yellow line, which goes to the tiniest box.
You stick the key in the lock. It's a tight fit, and the lock is rusty enough that you have to put in a bit of muscle behind your twist. Just as you feel the mechanism click open, you hear a crack. The key has broken inside the lock. It was very, very fragile, but you got the box open, and sitting on top of a pile of papers is the contract you signed. You snatch it out. That's when the two thugs start paying attention to you again. And they don't look happy about contracts being messed around with. When you were just pattering around or helping them, oh, they didn't have a problem, but this is bank business that you're messing with now. And evidently, they do not tolerate that. They're advancing on you, weapons drawn. Bet you're real glad that they now have 2 of those. Not wanting to experience whatever they plan to do with you, you race for the lift. You press the button for the bottom floor. And once it gets there, you press every button that you can as you hop out, hoping that'll delay them, because you are going to have to get out of here fast.
We gotta go home.
Yeah, so we got to figure out how the teleporter console works.
Uh-huh.
I think given that we know it's really similar, we can just sort of look for symbols that look like Earth. EARTH.
Yeah, you do
Yeah,
have
from
your
your
you do have your
experience-
membership card that said Prey on it in that interesting formation.
Yeah, and you know enough about the English and Frey connection to assume that Earth may well just be Earth in Frasian.
Yeah.
Frasian.
So the 3 parallel lines are the E.
Right.
We have a very clear H. We have an upside down T. We have half of an R.
I think the A is the it almost looks like a baseball diamond.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like the baseball diamond.
According to your membership card, like where should the first letter go? Let's try to build this thing.
So we have, this was PFRAY
Correct.
is this place?
Yeah.
Frey.
Afraid.
Yeah. Okay. So there's something going on with the middle. We can get the outside 6 pretty easily. Right? Because okay, so we have Earth compared to Frey, and I'm saying this like you can see the words I'm writing right now. So we have to have a backwards E,
Yep.
a in the top left, a forwards R in the a forwards A in the top right.
Is it
No,
A?
a forwards R. I was
Yeah.
right. I was right the first time. A forwards R in the top right. We need an upside down T in the bottom left,
Easy
and
enough.
an upside down H in the bottom right.
Those seem easy enough. It's mostly what's going on in the middle. It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So we don't have a full E, a full R, or a full A.
So what we need is a line, and then we need 2 lines on the outside. If we grab that backwards N,
The bottom right hand symbol.
Yeah, so then we could do like a sideways A based off of that.
Oh, that's an interesting idea. Yeah.
Should it be a sideways A, though?
Yeah, so that's like I'm trying to understand what this F is and where all the letter stuff comes from. It should be like like a giant upside down A in the middle.
Yeah, you kind of want an upside down A.
So, there's the caret on the bottom.
For people at home, what do you mean by the carrot?
Sorry, a CARET. So like the symbol above the 6 on your keyboard for most people. That is a CARET symbol.
Yeah, we have a flipped version of that as one of our buttons here.
Yeah. So then, is it the one right on top of the R? That doesn't seem. It's possible. That doesn't quite seem right.
So as of now, if I'm following along where you are, in your top left box, you've put the 3 horizontal lines that kind of look like the spines of an E. In your top right box right now, you've put which symbol?
The R missing the left part.
Cool, almost like a weird slanted tube. But yeah, it kind of looks like the right side of an R.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom row, you've done the upside down T, then this upside down little caret symbol, which kind of looks like the very top of an A, if it was upside down, and then the H, which is both upside down and right way up at the same time.
Lovely.
And so you're just missing what goes between that the part of an E, part of an R, and part of an A. You're looking for that top middle symbol that goes in there.
Right, and the E should be backwards, so that line.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's the one. It's like the one right above that R is a possibility, but not really.
Yeah, because it has that line going through the middle, which would sort of cut into your E and into your R and not really line up with your A very well.
Yeah.
Could it be the upper right hand symbol, that like funky U sort of thing? Because
Big, thick U?
With the caret symbols kind of cross that line and make that upside down A.
Oh, yeah, that's absolutely it. Yep.
Yeah, big funky U puts a left side, or puts the side on your E, the side on your R, and kind of the bottom of your A.
It does. It's got little teeny tiny diagonal legs. All right, you press those buttons and the teleporter starts having that sort of misty look that seems like it is now open. You get ready to leap in, then something occurs to you. They'll know exactly where you've gone because it says Earth right there on the console. Getting back home won't stop them chasing and punishing you. You hear angry voices coming from the floor above you. It seems the thugs have found their way to floor 2, and they found Mr. Wilt. And now all 3 of them are chasing you together. You do not have much time.
I mean,
what can you do? You've been doing crime and you have no friends.
Oh no!
Yeah,
crime is friends.
Yeah. No, I'm on that teleporter, so it's opened up. Like, just change some things and jump through. Like, clear the screen and then put some new ones in, but don't say go. Just go into the one that's already there.
It is pretty much, there is not a specific go button. It's once the destination is there, it's open. So if you press anything right now, it's gonna change the destination.
And you won't be able to jump back home.
That's why a friend was so important.
Fine. Okay. We could ask the help desk, but I feel like we don't have time.
Look, I wouldn't say you don't have time. Like, you can run around a little bit. Who knows how much your button pressing in the lift has hindered them. But, do remember that the help desk robot is on its very specific script.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you go over to the help desk and it's still in that same form. Again, no one else has come in, so it still just looks like a weird robot person pressing down and saying, hey, if you'd like, I can repeat this information. Just say repeat this information.
Let's just say it again. Repeat this information, just to make sure I have.
Welcome to Prey. Coincidentally, the Prey language originally developed from English over 900 years ago. To help make your stay more comfortable, I will introduce you to the Prey characters you will need. For loans and purchases, go to the 2nd floor by entering the lift and pressing this button.
It pokes down hard on one of the symbols on its laminated paper.
For deposit box access and managerial inquiries, go to the 3rd floor by entering the lift and pressing this button.
Pokes a symbol.
And finally, when you wish to return home, press this button to access this, the 1st floor.
Poke.
If you need me to
How
repeat
heavy
this information,
is this robot?
simply say repeat this information.
It's on wheels.
Oh my god.
Oh, great. All right, wheel it out.
Drag
And
her.
then
You wheel it out so that
drag
its
her out.
index finger is right above the console.
And then go repeat this information
Right.
and then ignore it and jump in the portal.
All right, you got to get the timing on this just right. You watch the lift, your heart is thumping. The door opens and 3 alien bodies pour out. Mr. Wilt and the 2 thugs, and they are coming for you. You wait until there is no way for them to stop their momentum, and then you step backwards into the teleporter, and right before your lips pass through the rippling vortex, you shout, "Repeat this information!" And that's all your robot helper needs to hear. It still thinks it's back at the desk, and it recites its welcome and tells you its lift instructions again. And it prepares to perform its signature downward poke. But you don't stick around to watch that part. You can't. If you did, you'd end up who knows where. Well, you now find yourself stumbling, gasping, under a familiar Earth sun in a pasture with your car nearby. The teleporter behind you stays open for a moment, but then its power dies down, putting it into rest mode. And nobody else comes through. The robot worked, and your adversaries have ended up somewhere horrifically unlocatable in the wild expanse of the universe. You take out the contract, you shred it to tiny pieces, which you then toss in the closest river and watch them dissolve. Well, you'd better think about what you've done next time you feel like gambling.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Oh, you did. All right, okay. Thanks for listening to Escape This Podcast. Stay tuned for next week's episode where we talk about the escape room that we just did with the guest that we just had. This podcast is kept afloat by crowdfunding, so if you'd like to sign up, why don't you head to our Patreon? There's a link in the show notes below, where there's weekly episodes for our $5 donors, a charmed recap show, and a monthly video for our $10 donors, weekly cryptic crosswords for our $20 donors, and all of our donors can appear as NPCs in rooms that Danny writes. Thanks again for listening. See you next time.